beginning with a breath. Allowing that breath to move in and move out. Focusing all of your attention on that breath, how it feels moving in and out of your body. Choosing at any moment, perhaps now, to allow your eyes to close down and begin an inward journey. Pushing the pause button on the outer world. That on the outer world no longer important. Concentrating on the here and now. The next sound of the chime as the sound diminishes, allowing that process, that fading vibration, let it be your guide to take you deeper, 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 following the sound of the chime all the way down, completely. Continuing to breathe slowly, deeply, rhythmically, soothing, calming, steady breath. Creating this time for you to ground yourself in this moment, to gain whatever insight would be helpful for you to use, to know, to understand, to open the view, to open the perception of your world, to expand it, so that you may know the possibility within you of creating whatever it is that you desire. Continuing to breathe, noticing your breath, noticing the stillness of your body, the desire to let go, the desire to release, perhaps even feeling that sense of decompression right now, as any residual tension simply slips away, dissolves, disappears, floats out. You feel that, especially in your shoulder area, as they simply give way, become loose and limp. Perhaps even noticing how your head dips forward just a little bit. Quite possibly feeling a desire to let your jaw unclench, to let your facial muscles become soft. to allow your eyelids to become heavy. Never asleep, fully aware, completely relaxed. Your muscles loose and soft and limp. You can imagine wet spaghetti, a strand of wet spaghetti. That's how limp, perhaps even heavy, your muscles feel. Allowing this process, this experience to deepen, to expand, to amplify, to increase, in whatever way is right and perfect for you. Allowing yourself to just experience what it is to be. To enjoy this getting to know your being even better. That is the purpose of this time and space that you've created, that you've allowed me to be a guide for. The purpose being to create the time and the space for you to come and discover and explore, and this month to deepen your connection to your inner power, your inner faculty of strength, to activate that inner faculty. And so for those of you who are here in this room right now, knowing that this is the perfect time for you, that you are called right now to deepen that connection to your faculty of strength. And already, having just said that, having just heard that, having just taken that in, this process has already become activated. It has already started. And so by the end of the session, knowing that you truly do deepen your connection, activating that power of strength, perhaps even feeling it quite noticeably right now. And so just letting that concept of strength move through you, float around you, as you become friendlier and friendlier with it. Perhaps it's like meeting an old friend. Or maybe it seems like a brand new introduction. Whichever it is for you right now, it doesn't really matter, because that power of strength, that strength within, is always there, always available, always accessible. And it only requires us to become intentional about it, to call it into our awareness. For as soon as we call in intentionally our inner strength, it is immediately activated, and we begin to experience our inner strength. And so as you spend a few moments acclimating yourself with this power, check in and see if there's a color associated with it. And whatever color you do associate with this power is the right and perfect color for you. How does strength represent itself to you in your body? Take note of the opacity of the color. Is it see-through? Is it solid? Is it glowing? Is there a shadow? Is it sparkly? Is it matte? Is there perhaps a sound associated with this power? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Take note of that. Maybe you would like to associate a sound with this power of strength, with this faculty. Perhaps there's a particular instrument that would be a good representation, a good audio representation of what strength is to you. Perhaps there's an animal sound. You can have fun with this part. Perhaps you hear yourself singing a song about strength to yourself, one even that you even make up in this moment. And how does strength feel within your body? Where do you feel strength? How does it feel? Where does it live? What does it shape? What movement does it have? What vibration? Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines strength as the quality or state of being physically strong, which of course represents physical strength. And then it goes on to say that strength is the ability to resist being moved or broken by force. And to me, this conjures up a sense of either physical strength or mental strength. That mental strength being when we can stand our ground, when we can define a clear, appropriate, reasonable boundary for ourselves, when we can tell people what we feel, what we need, what we want. A mental strength. And then continuing on, the dictionary says it is the quality that allows someone to deal with problems in a determined and effective way, representing emotional or spiritual strength. So taking each one of these, or taking these collectively, we see what a powerful faculty this is. When we acknowledge the physical strength of our bodies, when we feel that, as we do after we've exercised, when we've pushed our bodies further than we thought we could, when we've engaged in strenuous work and feel the benefits that provides, the mental strength, when we're able to stick with something, when we're able to be tenacious and endure, to perhaps figure out a problem, a situation that's been challenging. And then of course the emotional or the spiritual strength that allows us to stand grounded simply in a knowing of how capable we are, that allows us to step into new situations, that allows us to show up in difficult circumstances, that allows us to navigate struggles. That thing within that says, without really understanding where it's coming from, but that tells us you can do this. You can do this. You can do this. Synonyms for strength are energy, power, force, might, muscle, potency. Related words to strength are aptitude, capability, capacity, competence, effectiveness, usefulness. So taking those words in and figuring out, placing them exactly where they need to be within, knowing that we have the capacity for each and every one of those, that there are circumstances where each and every one of those is appropriate. The unity definition of strength is the ability to endure, stay the course, or persevere. And the corresponding affirmation from unity: I accomplish all that is mine to do. I accomplish all that is mine to do. I have the strength to accomplish all that is mine to do. Strength representing the stability of our foundation, in which we can allow ourselves to grow, become more, break through, expand. Realizing that there is a balance of strength as well. On one end, there's brute force. And on the other end, there's simply the idea of being a victim, of not having any control, of not having any power. And so balancing that idea of strength somewhere in the middle. There's a very sweet story, quite an amazing story, that I recently read. It's about a bonsai tree. And it was a bonsai tree that in 1976, in celebration of the bicentennial in the United States, Japan gave the U.S. a gift of a tree. There was actually more than one. I believe there were 53. But one of these trees was quite special. It was donated by a bonsai master named Masaru Yamaki. And this tree is now housed in the National Arboretum in Washington, D.C. The tree is a Japanese white pine, and its age dates back to 1625. Now we might think that that's the most amazing thing about this tree, that it dates back to 1625. However, there was news footage that was discovered about this tree. And the news footage was a picture taken at the Yamamaki nursery in Japan. And it was taken after the blast of the atomic bomb Little Boy that was dropped on Hiroshima during World War II. And the picture shows utter devastation, except for this particular tree, sitting unscathed in the background. And this was one of the trees that was donated on the United States bicentennial. This tree was recently part of the celebration marking the 70th anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing. And that's amazing. Take that in for a moment. In utter devastation, this tree stood unscathed. This tree stood whole. What substance is in that tree? Something was protecting it. Something allowed it to survive. And not only survive, but ultimately to thrive. The interesting thing to me about this tree is that it obviously has the enduring qualities of strength. These qualities which seem to be undefinable, and yet we know that they're there. Something protected this tree. Something allowed this tree to continue to thrive after so many years. The quality of this tree to ensure its survival through the many, many different circumstances and over so much time. And although I can't define those qualities, I like to believe that those same qualities that exist somewhere in this tree are found in each and every one of us. Those same undefinable qualities of the power of strength, the thing that we really can't put our finger on, but that which allows us to move on, to move upward, to move forward, to hang on, to persevere, to try again, to put ourselves out there, to learn from our mistakes, to continue on, to strive to do better, to want to thrive. That exists in each and every one of us. So allow yourself right now, take a little bit of time to reflect on those times in your life that have been difficult, where there's been challenge or struggle. Those times that you weren't sure if you were going to get through it, but afterwards realizing that you came out bigger, better, bolder, a more expanded and better version of your already perfect and whole self. Go ahead and just think about those events, calling them in, seeing yourself coming out on the other end, realizing afterwards that that was exactly the experience that you needed to learn what you needed to know, to move on, to create a better life. And as you review these events in your life, now is a perfect time to take a moment of gratitude, to give thanks for all of those circumstances, for any of those struggles. Yes, gratitude even for those people who provided those situations for you, For all of those things have brought you to this place, to this moment. And it is a moment of realization and appreciation for truly the strength that resides in you, that you have cultivated and discovered about yourself. And that discovery, that exploration continues. And so think about where that faculty of strength would be most beneficial for you to activate right now in your life. Where would it be most appropriate for you to activate the faculty of strength? How do you see yourself using this power, this inner resource? How are you, as the person who shows up with this inner resource? What do you look like? What do people look like, those who have a quiet strength about them? What physical qualities do they have? See yourself standing as one of those people, you now one of those people, exuding a quiet inner strength, never as a bully, never with brute force, but having understood the fine balancing act and understanding that true strength comes from within, and having that be reflected in your body, how you walk, how you talk, how you hold yourself, how you carry yourself, how you introduce yourself, portraying to yourself, to others, to the world around you, that you are a person of deep, deep inner strength. And when you carry yourself this way, allowing this state, when you allow this state to be reflected outward in your physical body, then you are sending a message to the universe that you understand the truth about yourself. That you are able to stand centered in the knowing that you have the capacity, that you have the strength to go out and do and achieve and become whatever it is that you desire. Standing now firmly in that belief, seeing yourself, taking that in, just taking a moment to really, really, really take that in. Seeing yourself as that person of strength. Hearing the words that you would use. Hearing those words. A person of strength, what do they say? That you can handle it. that you can get through it, and that there's always something better waiting for you on the other side. And so coming a close to this session, not now, first at the snap of my fingers, not before. When you hear the snap of my fingers marking the end of this session, until then, simply continuing to enjoy the relaxation that you've created in this time, in this space. Beginning now at number 1, taking in all the beneficial suggestions that have been given tonight, taking them in, fully integrating them into who you are, how you show up in the world. 2, becoming aware of your body on the chair, how it fits into this space, and claiming that space, knowing that you have a right to be here. You have a right to be here. 3, taking a deep cleansing breath in, feeling the energy that it provides, knowing that you are ready for whatever awaits you afterwards. Number 4, with anticipation and expectation at feeling wonderfully awake, revitalized, rejuvenated, focused, alert, with a big smile on your face. Number 5, eyes open,